Hey everybody, so welcome back to Jim Bob's Garden. So today we're going to try and deal with my strawberry patch. Alright, so we've grown a lot of strawberries in here, but the problem really is that a lot of them are getting eaten. Now, we put up this cage over here. Let me pull that down and show you real quick. On hinges that folds over like so, which has been really good at keeping squirrels and other things out of the strawberry bed, because we originally thought that that's what was eating our strawberries. But as time went on and we looked, and keep in mind this strawberry bed has been here for, oh man, at least 5 years. Yeah, at least 5 years. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. But we've had regular, consistent production out of the strawberry patch. The problem has been that the roly-polies are actually what's eating the strawberries. So I've kind of got a couple of different ideas of what we're going to do here to try and alleviate that problem. Alright? Let me show you what I'm doing. Alright, so one of the things I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm pulling all the weeds out. You know, it's something you got to do every so often anyway. Alright, and that gets rid of the weeds which compete with the strawberries, of course, for nutrients and sun and so on. But also what I'm doing is I'm lifting up underneath here, and along with pulling weeds, I'm trying to pull any of the dead stuff out. So roly-polies are a lot like ants in that they're a natural janitor. Alright, so they go through and they eat up all this dead stuff, which normally is a really great thing in the garden. So you want roly-polies, and I'm not trying to kill off the roly-polies, because obviously we want them in our garden. But the problem is, the other thing roly-polies just love appears to be strawberries. So what I'm going to do is, one, I'm going to get rid of anything in here that isn't a strawberry. Two, I'm going to try and pull all the dead leaves, the dead material, and anything else that I think that roly-polies like to eat. Alright, like these wood chips, they'll get in there, they'll munch on those, so I'm going to get rid of all that. I'm going to try and clean it up, smooth it out, so that rather than having a bunch of organic material laying on the top or even in the substructure of the soil, all I'll have is hopefully just dirt. Alright, so that's strategy number one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that down here at this end. Basically from this point over. Well, you can't really see that, but basically this section of the bed right in front of me here is going to be where we just try and get rid of as much of the material underneath that just collects here. I mean, it's dead strawberry leaves, it's stuff that's blown in, it's other leaves that we had loofahs that grew up over the top of the cage we put around the strawberries, and so that ended up causing a lot more debris to fall down inside of here. But a lot of this is just dead strawberry stuff. Alright, and of course, you know, nature breaks it down, and one of the ways it breaks it down is with the roly-polies. Alright, so I'll finish that up here in a little bit. Let me show you this other section. Alright, so now in this section, I'm going to use black plastic. And so what we're going to do here is we'll cover the whole bed with the black plastic, and then we'll cut holes into it. I'm going to dig up the existing strawberries that are there, and then we'll go ahead and cut holes into the plastic, put the strawberries in through the holes, and then hopefully this will still be able to get enough water, moisture to the strawberries, and this will suppress any kind of bugs or anything else that might be trying to cause problems in the strawberry patch. Now, I'm not a big proponent of using plastic, but I kind of feel like we're a little desperate right now to try and do something different that will actually help us to grow better and more strawberries. Now, I know this is what they do in California. My wife comes from the Oxnard area there in California, where they grow a ton of strawberries, and this is how they do it. They mound things up and then they cover it with plastic and put strawberry plants into the holes of the plastic. So we're going to go ahead and do that here. Alright, so let me get to work. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig up the strawberries that are here, try and go deep, get as much of the root as possible. And then I'm going to separate them out. So if you look careful in here, you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strawberries in this one particular clump. Alright, now having them that close together can actually cause problems because they're having to fight each other for nutrients. So I'm going to do what I can, try and separate these without destroying the roots into individual strawberry plants. Now you want to do this on a nice cool day. It's not really hot out. That probably shouldn't have been tore off. It is what it is. And I'm going to put them down in this pot where they'll stay shaded until I get the plastic laid out. Alright, so that's like 8 of them right there. Alright, let me continue on with this and I'll show you the result at the end. So now I'm going to go ahead and just stir the dirt around a little bit. Get it nice and loose. Don't have to worry about weed seeds because I'm going to be covering this with plastic. So weed seeds should not be a concern. Alright, so then what I'm going to do about every 6 inches or so, I'm going to go ahead and make an X cut. Just going to cut it about 2 inches in either direction, 1.5 inches maybe. And then I'm going to take a plant, stuff the plant through the hole. Hopefully. Some of the bigger plants are probably going to be a little more difficult. There we go, like so. And then dig a hole up underneath. Put the plant down in it, make sure the roots are all covered up nice and neat. Pack it down a little bit. And voila, you've got your strawberries planted and covered by plastic mulch. So I'm just going to keep doing that about that far apart all the way down the row. I'll do another row about that far apart, and then we'll just do excuse me, we'll just do this whole bed that way, and we'll see, you know, whether or not this is going to cut the mustard for us. Alright, so the end result's going to look something like this, where I got my strawberries coming up through the holes in the plastic. Now I probably will go around and press down right around each strawberry plant once I'm done. That way I create kind of a well for the water to drain out down into, so that hopefully when I water over the top of this black plastic, it'll run off down into the holes that the strawberries are in, and make sure that the water goes where I want it to. Alright, so that's my plan here. I'm going to clean that section up over here, just keep it clean and see how it goes, and I'm going to compare it to the black plastic, where I've got holes cut in the black plastic and strawberries coming up through the holes, and hopefully that will help eliminate some of the roly-polies. Alright, let me know what you think. It's a lot of work. Not really sure whether or not it's going to be worth it in the end, but we'll definitely find out. Alright, so anyway, this is what I'm going to do with my strawberries this year. We'll see how it goes, and I'll check back with you later to show you the results. But either way, thanks once again for stopping by. I really appreciate you all taking a look at what I'm doing. Do me a favor, give me a like, subscribe, and maybe recommend it to your friends if you don't mind. And let me know what you do. How are you going to grow your strawberries this year? And you know, are you going to do anything different? Now, one of the other things I had heard is that you could do straw mulch, but it seems to me like the straw mulch is just going to create more roly-polies. So I don't think that's going to be the answer. I'm not going to try it this year at least. But that's what we're going to do. And just so you know, my wife's stepfather, Jesus, did strawberries for the longest time there in Southern California, and this is his recommendation, is black plastic and planting through it. Alright, so either way, let me know what you think. Do me a favor, like I said, like and subscribe, and most importantly, grow something. You know, get some strawberries growing. Man, if I can get this to work and we have a bunch of strawberries, that would be really nice to have this year. Alright, thanks once again. Y'all take care, and like I said, grow something.